There we go. Now we're recording. That's it. So peeling an alternate heel up off the floor. There we go. So we've got the weight over those big toes. So mobilizing those toe joints, but also important for balance when we come into the standing position. Now let's go double heel raises, starting to involve those calf muscles. And again, we've got the weight biased over the big toe. Now I'm going to get you to just bump the heels down a little bit heavier. Now this is going to create a little bit of impact, gentle impact. The impact is good for our bone health, but it's also good for our fascia, this connective tissue that we have around the body. And we want to maintain the elasticity of our fascia, that connective tissue, and that little bit of impact helps with that. And I'm going to get you to go a little bit faster. That's it. And then we're going to take the feet a little bit wider. And then we're going to bring the feet back in. Still, see if you can keep the contact with the heels bumping on the floor. And then make that slower again and slower. And you've probably got tingly legs. So just getting the blood flowing through the legs and then rest it down. Okay, shoulder rolls now. Up and back and down. Getting some mobility through those shoulder joints. Again, just thinking about that posture. We've got the rib cage over those hips. We're not in that slouchy position. And that invisible string is lifting the crown of the head towards the ceiling. One more backwards, and then change direction. Roll the shoulders forwards. So when we roll the shoulders forwards, we're trying to separate the shoulder blades as we come up and over. And let's go one more. And then bring our hands by our sides. We're going to shrug the shoulders up to the ears and then let them jump down. So again, a little bit of impact. And this is just encouraging that elasticity of the fascia around the neck and upper back and shoulders. So little jumps down. That's it. And let's go one more. And then rest it down, reset the shoulders. Okay, we're coming into some arm raises. I'm going to get you to pop one hand onto your shoulder, because what we're trying to feel here is a distinction between raising the arm, just watch me a sec, raising the arm and then raising the shoulder. What often happens is that it all happens at once, so the shoulder comes up when the arm comes up. But we're going to try and draw a distinction between the arm raising and the shoulder raising. So we're a little bit of just improving that body awareness for a start and being able to isolate the moves as we want to. So fingertips here to give you feedback. The shoulder is down, raising the arm. Now, if you have any problems with the shoulders, don't raise it so high. But if you can bring it towards the ear, do. And then see if you can lift the shoulder separately. And then draw the shoulder down, and then we bring the arm down. Okay, we're going to do a couple more like that. So we're trying to go arm raise first of all, and then add the shoulder raise in. So just the arm, keeping the shoulder away from the ear. Then we lift the shoulder, bring it down, and then bring the arm down. Okay, let's do that one more time. So arm raise first, how high it will go, and then lift the shoulder, bring it down, and bring the arm down. Okay. And then reset the shoulder. We're going to go the other side. And what tends to happen as well as we get older, you have not so much reason for lifting up. And people tend to just stop lifting their arms above their head. And then once you stop doing it, then the arm can't do it. It becomes much harder. So this is why we try and just practice the range of motion that you can do. So just the arm. So that will be switch side now. So just the arm as high as you can comfortably go. And then we lift the shoulder. And then draw the shoulder down, and then bring the hand by the side. A couple more here. So we send the arm up first, then add the shoulder, draw the shoulder down, bring it down. Last one here, breathe in. We breathe out to send the arm away. Lift the shoulder, bring it down, and then we bring the hand down. That's it. And then give those shoulders a roll, loosen everything off. Okay, side bends now. So lengthening through the side of the body, starting to mobilize the spine. We're now, again, just checking in that rib cage is over those hips, because we want the ear in line with the shoulder, shoulder in line with the hip. We drop an arm down to the side, nice and heavy through those shoulders. Chin is just staying, or the head is staying in the center. So we haven't turned to look in another direction yet. And then we bring that back through the center and we drop down to the side. So we're decreasing the gap between the side of your rib cage and the side of your hip. And we back through the center. We do that again. So let the shoulders be nice and soft. Just let the arm drop down to the side. And we go all the way through the center to the other side. Now, you can stay with that, or if you can, we reach the opposite arm to the ceiling. We're going to stay here and reach those fingertips up. Keep reaching the fingertips up. And you might feel the fascia start to soften as you just get a little bit more give to reach the arm up a little bit higher. And we bring that through the center. We go the other side. So down into the side bend first. We reach the opposite hand to the ceiling. Look up to the hand if that feels okay. And again, keep reaching the hand up. And just see if you can feel the fascia softening through the side of the body just to give you a little bit more space. And then bring that back to the center and reset those shoulders. Okay, we're trying to get a rotation now. Now, when we're seated, it's a little bit easier to get the rotation because the seated position fixes our hips. We're going to come into a bow and arrow move here. So we're holding our arms out in front as if we're holding a bow with one hand and we're holding the string of the bow with the other. Our shoulders are back and down. We're drawing the string back with one arm. Our elbow is high, but our shoulder is down. And we're looking at that arm. And then bring the arm back in. Switch hands. Hold the imaginary bow with the other hand. String with the other. We draw the elbow back and we rotate at the waist. Look over that shoulder. That's it. Bring it back in, rest it down. Set the shoulders. We're going to do exactly the same thing again. So we're trying to twist at the waist here. And that's going to give us that lovely spinal mobility. As well as a little bit of work for our shoulders, opening up the chest. So again, holding the imaginary bow, take a breath in. As we breathe out, pull the string back. Looking at that elbow, shoulder is down, but elbow is high. We bring the arm back in. Breathe in and breathe out. We draw the elbow back. Look over that shoulder. And bring it back in, and then rest it down. And again, give those shoulders a little roll. Okay, we are going to be making our way to standing in a second. So let's take those feet wide. We'll take a little pedal through those feet. Just make sure that our legs are woken up and are ready to take our weight. And then when you are ready, we'll find our way through to a standing position. Bring the ball with you. So you might want to just pop the ball onto the top of the seat of the chair. If you put it behind, if you've got a blue cushion, if you put it behind your cushion, it should hopefully stay still. So if you put it behind the cushion, it might just wedge it there. And we're going to come and stand behind the chair. So the chair is there for your support as much as you want to. So it's there to hold on to with both hands. If you feel you need that extra support, you can be light with your fingers. We can go one hand or no hands. So whatever you feel comfortable with. Right then, we're going to start with our roll down. We're focusing on the upper part of the back. We're trying to get a little bit of curve here. So just if you have any issues with your neck, then you're going to keep this really small. But we need to be able to bend forward. So just go with the range that you're able to go. But the chair, use the chair for support on this one because it will just support any lower back issues. Okay, so we're nice and tall to begin with. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, bring the chin to chest, just nodding the head, and then we're curling the upper spine. So it's just the upper part of the spine that we've curved forward. And then keeping the chin tucked in, we restack the spine, and then set head, neck, and shoulders. I'm just going to come forward so that I can see you a little bit better, and you can see me. Let's do that again. So you don't have to hold the chair if you don't feel that you need to, particularly if you're happy that your lower back is okay. We bring chin to chest, we're curving forward. Letting the arms be nice and soft, letting the shoulders be loose. And just letting our hands either just rest gently on the chair or just let the arms just dangle in front of you there. And then we curl back up again, keeping the chin tucked in, restack the spine, reset head, neck and shoulders. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in. And breathe out, chin to chest, curving forward. Nice and soft through those shoulders. And then restack the spine. We curl back up again. And then reset. Then just take a little step through the feet, side to side, just loosen off that lower back. Okay, we're going to set our posture before we come into some more work here. So we're bringing the feet together and then taking the feet into a V shape and then bringing the heels round. Take the shoulders up and back and down. So we're setting the posture like we did on the chair. Taking the hands to the top of the hip bones. So again, we're going to tilt the pelvis forwards and backwards, like we're, again, imagining that full bucket of water. And then set the pelvis underneath the rib cage. It might feel quite unnatural if you're someone who's used to slouching like this or slouching like that, but that will bring us into our neutral spine and the ideal position to work with. We're going to come into an alternate heel raise. So parallel feet now, make sure that they are parallel. We're peeling an alternate heel up off the floor. So mobilizing through those toes. You've now got the body weight, so you might be able to feel that little bit of a stretch underneath the big toe a little bit more. You might want to hold onto the chair because we're going to come onto double heel raises now, so it's going to challenge the balance. So remember, we've got fingertips on the chair. So rocking both heels up off the floor, weight into the ball of the foot underneath the big toes. Doesn't need to be high, just getting the feel for that. That's it. And then one more here. And then rest it down. Give those legs a little shake out. We're going to come into some footwork here. So with footwork, this is going to challenge our balance. We're looking about 2 meters in front. We're going to switch on our abdominals because our hips are underneath our rib cage again. So imagine we're drawing, we're knitting a corset together. We're drawing the rib cage and the hip bones together. So we're switching on those abdominals. We'll come into a double heel raise. One heel comes down, and then one heel stays up. Double heel raise, other side. So I'm just going to come into the front here. So to set that posture, focus the eye gaze. That will help with the balance. We come into a double heel raise. This is my chair. Then we bring one heel down while one stays up. Both heels up and the other heel down. Now again, keep going in your own time there, but slow and steady. I'm really trying to focus on keeping the weight underneath those big toes. So we've always got that double heel raise in between, and that double heel raise is going to challenge the balance. So we've got both heels up, one heel down. Both heels up, the other heel down. So we're alternating. Both heels up, one heel down. That's it. One more each side. And then bring both heels down and give the legs a little shake out. Okay, we're going to come into some squat work. So, going to take the ball, we're going to pop the ball between the knees. Again, staying behind the chair, just to give you that little bit of support. This chair is quite a good positioning tool as well, because when we come into a squat, we want to send the hips back as if we're sitting on a chair behind us, but we're still looking over the top of the chair. We haven't folded so much that we're looking at the floor in front of us, so we're still looking straight over the top of the chair. So our squats will give us very functional movement. It supports the back if we're lifting things up off the floor. So we're not using our back muscles, we're using our quadriceps and our glutes, which are the biggest muscle groups in the body. So when we're lifting stuff up, particularly heavier stuff, really protects the back. Like I said, quads, hamstrings and glutes are being recruited here, and the ball is going to help us with positioning. So put the ball between your knee joints, and if you find that you're squeezing the ball, that means that your knees have come in, which we don't want to do. And obviously, if you drop the ball, the knees have come out to the side. So this is going to help keep that parallel knee position, which is ideal. All right? So let's have a go with some basic squats. Use the chair. I'm just going to come around so I can see you. We want to send the hips back first of all. Take a breath in as we breathe out. So stick your bum out as if you're sitting on a chair behind. Then allow the knees to bend. And then to come up, we push through the heels. That's it. Okay, let's do a few more like that. Breathe in and breathe out. So send the bum back first, then let the knees bend, then push through the heels. So when we push through the heels, it's going to recruit those glute muscles. A couple more. Breathe in and breathe out. Hips back first, then let the knees bend, then we push through the heels, and then one last time like this, and send the hips back and push through the heels. Okay, pause it there. I'm going to make it a little bit harder by getting you to come down and holding a squat position. And when we're here, we're going to raise one heel, we're going to raise the other heel, and then we're going to come up. So what that's going to do is start to really work those calf muscles. If you don't want to do the heel raise, if you're just too much, too wobbly, then just come down and hold the squat position. It's just going to be asking that little bit more of those leg muscles, which we'll just give you a little bit more challenge. Okay, so I would suggest holding the chair for this first go. You might find that, okay, once you've done one, your balance is okay and you can let go. Okay, so coming down into the squat, take a breath in. As we breathe out, we send the hips back. Find your squat position. We're looking over the top of the chair. Raise one heel, weight in the big toe, and then raise the other heel. Bring both heels down, and we come back up again. Right, there we go. Let's try that again. If you feel that you don't need to hold on to the chair and your balance is okay, then do that with hands free. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, send the hips back first. Find your squat position, so your bum's sticking right out. Then raise one heel, bring it down. Raise the other heel, bring it down. Push through the heels. We'll do that one last time, exactly the same, with or without the support of the chair. Breathe in and breathe out, hips back. That's it. Find that squat position. Raise one heel, raise the other heel, and then push through the heels. Good stuff. Okay, pop the ball back on the chair. Give those legs a little shake out. We're going to do the same thing, but now we're going to go into a wider stance. So I'm now parallel, a bit like a skier, like you're on skis. So you're in a wider stance, and the feet are just about shoulder width or just slightly wider. But see if you can get those feet parallel. So with knee issues, you should feel okay in a parallel position. I think where it aggravates the knees is when we turn the feet into turnout. But if it is problematic for knees, then come back a little bit closer in, because again, the knees are just in a little bit more alignment. But you should be okay as long as your feet are parallel. It shouldn't aggravate them. But see how you go, and that's the same for everybody. We're doing exactly the same thing, but now our wider leg squat position will recruit a little bit more on the outside of the quadriceps and our adductors here, more glute work as well. But this, if you were going to lift a heavy pot in the garden, this is the stance to be in. Wide feet, parallel feet, and then that makes you just that little bit stronger. You've got a stronger base to lift from. So if you're lifting anything heavy, this is the position to be in. Okay, so, and using the squat position as well. Let's send those hips back. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, hips back first, then let the knees bend. That's it, like a skier. Push through the heels, bring it back up. You might be able to feel that's just a little bit stronger using those glute muscles. Breathe in and breathe out, hips back first. That's it. Push through the heels. Let's do that one more. Same thing. That's it, hips back. Push through the heels. Lovely. Okay, now stay there if you can. You can have a little wiggle through those legs. We're going to add in the heel raise. So exactly the same thing. It's going to work those calf muscles a little bit more in this wider position. It doesn't need to be a big raise. It can just be just rocking the weight into the ball of the foot, and it's still going to engage those calf muscles. So it doesn't need to be big, and you can stay a bit higher up in the squat to make it a little bit gentler. The lower you are, the more loaded those leg muscles will be. Okay, let's give that a go. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, send the hips back. Let the knees bend. Find your squat position. Then we roll one heel up. Keep the body absolutely square onto the chair. Roll the other heel up. Push through the heels. Bring it back up again. So try not to let the body rotate. Just that heel is lifting. Let's try it again. Breathe in and breathe out. Hips back first. Find your squat position. Knees are still wide over those feet. Then we lift one heel, and the other side lift the heel. Push through the heels. Bring it up. We'll do that one last time. Then we'll leave those legs alone and come and we'll have a little stretch before we sit down. Okay, send those hips back. Come into that squat position. That's it. Knees over the feet. Lift one heel. Lift the other heel. And then push through the heels. Bring it back up. Give those legs a little shake out. Okay, we're going to come into a little stretch for those calf muscles because we've worked those calf muscles hard, and a stretch for those hamstrings. So definitely hold on to the chair for this one. Now, imagine that your feet, we're back on into hip socket width apart, so just underneath those hips, and we're parallel again. We're going to take a step back onto the ball of the foot. Square off your hips because your hips are going to want to rotate. Square them off to the chair. Now, slowly lower that back heel to the floor. So I've got a triangle shape now that I've made with my legs. My back foot, try not to let it rotate round. Okay, that's it. Pause it there. So hopefully you can feel a calf stretch. If you can't feel a calf stretch, send your back leg back a little bit further and lean forward, and that will give you a calf stretch. And then we're going to hinge at the hip, coming down towards the chair, and that's going to change the focus to the back of the front leg. And just get into those hamstrings, maybe into the back of the knee. So it's just a stretch for those legs, or those muscles that we've just been working. And then slowly bring yourself back up on the chair. Step the feet in, and we're going to go the other side. So we step the other foot back onto the ball of the foot. Square off hips and shoulders to the floor. Then slowly lower the heel down to get that calf stretch. If you push the heel a little bit further down into the floor, you can intensify if you need to, intensify the calf stretch. And then to change the focus to the hamstring on that front leg, we lean forward. And you might find that you've got one leg tighter than the other. I definitely found my left calf was tighter than my right calf just then. So you might find a difference on one side compared to the other. That's it. So we're just leaning into that stretch. Try to relax the knees, if that makes sense. Both legs are straight. And then we bring that back up again, step the feet in, and then give those legs a little shake out. There we go, we made it to the chair. Bring yourself back down, keep hold of your ball. Okay, so we're going to come into, most of you guys were okay with lifting your shoulders up, so we're going to stay with that. Now we're going to pop the ball just underneath, so about waist height, because we're going to be rolling down the side. And again, like I said to you, the ball today is helping us with positioning. So what this will help us to do is not to twist and rotate, because you're going to get the feedback from the ball. So when we drop down to the side, the ball is going to just roll over the front of the hip. And like I say, if you twisted, you'll feel the ball moving into, so we want to feel the ball just coming up from the side of the waist down to the side of the hip, and that will just show you that your positioning, your chest positioning is where we want it to be. So we're halfway along the chair. Thinking about, again, that rib cage over the hips, so we've got the neutral spine. So we're not leaning forward, we're not slouching back, because you won't be able to get your alignment. If you slouch back in your chair, you're not going to get the alignment. We've got the ball just sitting on the waistband underneath that arm. Okay, let's just have a little go with some side bends like this, because if shoulders are a problem, you might want to stay here. So we tilt down to the side and just let the arms be heavy. Try not to let the shoulders want to jump up to the ears, and bring that back up again. That's it. Breathe in. Breathe out as we lean away. So we did a version of this in the warm-up. I'm just being a bit more precise about it. This is going to work the muscles around this hip, so right into the front, obliques, and then round into that part of the back. And it's also going to give us a little bit of mobility around the spine. There we go. So just dropping down to the side. We bring that up. Let's go the other side. So we switch sides. Pop it onto your waist, onto your belt line, and pop the arm over the top. Set the posture. Shoulders down. Chest bones are open. And then we just drop down to the side. That's it. So we're just letting the ball just roll down onto the hip. So start on your waistband, and then we let that ball roll down. That's it. So it's just helping us not tilt forward, not rotate, not tilt back. Last one. And we bring it back in. Okay, we're going to switch sides. So back to the first side. You can stay with that. If shoulders don't like the arm coming up, then you can stay with those side bends there. So pop it on your waist, pop your arm over the top. Otherwise, we're going to bring the opposite arm up and over, and it's going to load those muscles around the waist that little bit more. Bring the arm back down. Palm up, breathe in, and breathe out. We lean to the side. That's it. So try and make sure that the ball is staying where you started off. Try not to lift the shoulder up to keep it in place. That's it. One more time this side. There we go. And then bring that up. Okay, we're going to do that on the other side. So switch the ball over. Pop the ball on the waist. Just let the arm there, fasten it in position. Shoulders down though. Try not to hunch the shoulders up to keep it there. Turn the palm up, breathe in, and breathe out as we scoop the arm up and over. Leaning to the side. Bring it back up, breathe in. And breathe out. So we're adding flow to our movements as if there's no beginning and no end. We're trying to add the breath. Don't worry too much about, I say breathe in, breathe out at various points. If that doesn't quite work, don't worry. As long as you're breathing, that's the main thing. Because we don't want you to hold your breath. That's not good for you. And then rest it there. Okay. Have a little roll through the shoulders. Now I'm going to make that a little bit harder. Pop the ball between the knees. The ball, again, going to help with positioning. It's the same move, but this time we haven't got the ball. We've got the same overarm. This arm now is going to come underneath. So it's almost flamenco, isn't it? It's like we're holding a hula hoop here, but we've got the arm above the head. This time we lean down. We send one arm over and we send the other arm under. That's going to just make us work that little bit harder. Bring it back up to the hula hoop position. That's it. Breathe in. And breathe out. One arm over, one arm under. So lean the other way. So lean towards where your fingertips are pointing. Lean that way. So go the opposite way to me, Michael. That's it. So you go that way. I'm going to mirror you. Mirror me. There we go. There. That's it. Bring it back in. Okay. And rest it down. Now, I just swapped my arms, but it's swapped now. So make sure you go on the other side. So whatever is your other side. I've confused everyone now. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we lean to one side and we send the other arm under. That's it. Bring it back up. Now, still imagine that we've got those shoulders in line with the hips. Breathe in. Lean towards that top hand. That's it. And bring it back up one more time. It's just making those muscles work a bit harder, a little bit stretchy around the side of the body. And then bring that back up. Ooh, give those shoulders a roll. Well done. Okay. We're going to do a little bit of mobility work for our backs. Now, when we were standing just a minute ago, we did our roll down. We were curling forward and curling back up again. It's a similar thing with the upper part of the back, but this time we're going to slide the ball away at the same time. So we're going to do that through the center. Shuffle towards the front edge of your chair. Take the knees wide. So we're in a wide stance here. We've got the ball here just for, do you want your cushion back in there, Marion? Do you want it behind you? Are you right? Okay. So we're going to roll the upper back. Just have the ball in front, taking chin to chest, and then curving the upper spine, and then we just reach the ball away. Now think about separating those shoulder blades, sending them east to west. Draw the ball back in and then restack the spine. So it's mobility work for the upper part of the spine. Let's try that again. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we bring chin to chest. We're curving the upper spine, then send the ball away. That's it. Separate those shoulder blades east to west and then draw the ball back in, restack the spine. Let's do that one more time. Shoulders down. Breathe in. And breathe out, chin to chest, curving the upper spine, send the ball away. And then draw everything back in, reset the shoulders. Now, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to face one leg and we're going to send the ball away over one thigh. If you've got lower back issues or any spinal issues, your spine's probably not going to like that because we've got rotation and flexion. If you have concerns or you've had any issues with your lower back, don't do that. Stay in the center. Just repeat the one that we've just done rather than twisting to the side, okay, because it is asking quite a lot of that lower back if there's problems there. So you're either in the center or we've got the ball on one thigh. Okay, so we're still doing the roll down. We're either to the side or we're staying in the center. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, bring the chin to chest, curving the upper spine, and we send the ball away. It's going to really work into the backs of those shoulders. And then we draw the ball back in, restack the spine. Still in the center, some of you, or some of you still on that same leg. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, chin to chest, curving the upper spine, send the ball away, and then draw it back in. And then gently come back into the center if you're not already in the center. We're going to go the other side. So we turn to face the other leg, pop the ball on top of the other leg if you're going, or stay in the center. Just two here, last two. Bring chin to chest, curving the upper spine, and then we send the ball away. Like feel that lovely stretch through the upper back. And then we draw the ball back in, restack the spine. And we do that one last time. Breathe in. And breathe out, chin to chest, curving the upper spine, send the ball away. And then we bring the ball back in, restack, and then bring that back to the center. Step the feet in. I know that's quite stretchy. Give those hips a little rock from side to side. So we're just lifting one sit bone, lift the other sit bone, little rock from side to side. Just loosen off that lower back. Okay. Oh, so bringing the ball between the knees. We're still towards the front edge of the chair, so we want as much chair. If you can comfortably sit with a gap between you and the back of the chair, just going to give us a little bit of space here. We're going to work on abdominal strength now, so a little bit of focus there. Again, if your lower back is problematic, you're not going to roll onto the back of the sit bones. Let me just show you the move. Rib cage to hips. We're lifting pelvic floor muscles. We're bracing those abdominals. Remember, trying to draw the rib cages and the hip bones together. Some of you might roll towards the back of the sit bones to intensify that, but only if your lower back is okay, because you're putting weight into that lower back. And then we curl back up again and sit up tall. So it's not a big move, but hopefully you can feel those tummy muscles working. So just the first part, rib cage to hips, a pelvic floor lift, if your lower back is a problem, but if your lower back is okay, then we can roll a little bit further back. Okay, so we're right towards the front edge of the chair. Ball is, again, just helping us with positioning because the knees can end up going all over the place when we we try this. So we just want to keep that pressure the same. Hands just resting on the lap for the time being. We are going to involve the arms in a minute. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we bring the rib cage to the hips like we've got two bungee cords drawing the rib cage down. Gently lift the pelvic floor. And then if your lower back is okay, we're just going to roll onto the back of the sit bones. We're still keeping that tension there. I want you to imagine you've got a peach underneath your chin that you're not squashing. And then we bring ourselves back up again. Okay, hoping you can feel the tummy muscles doing the work there. Let's try that again. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, rib cage to hips. Then maybe onto the back of those sit bones. We're still lifting the pelvic floor muscles, whether you've rolled back or not. And we draw everything back up again. Let's do that one last time like this. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, rib cage to hips. Lift the pelvic floor, maybe onto the back of those sit bones. You've got an imaginary peach under the tin. Don't squash it down. Relax those shoulders. And then we bring that back up again. So it's a seated version, it's a seated sit-up basically, but I'm taking it quite a lot slower. So remember, just to make sure that you've got this little gap here and that the collarbones are being sent to east to west, because a couple of people have gone like this and they've tucked right in. This bit's clenching rather than this bit. So we don't want to clench up here. That's what a lot of people do with sit-ups on the floor as well. They get their necks going. So we want the collarbones open, imaginary peach under the chin, okay? And so that then the tummy muscles will do the work rather than letting the upper body tense up. Okay, so I'm going to make that a little bit harder by getting you to bring your arms in front of you, just nice and soft through the shoulders, nice and soft through the elbows. But because we haven't got that support, you're heavier. Your upper body is heavier. Same thing. Take a breath. As we breathe out, rib cage to hips. That bungee cord has tightened. Pelvic floor is lifted. We roll into the back of the sit bones. Collarbones east to west. That's better. Shoulders down. Peach under the chin. And then we bring it back up again and rest it down. Okay. So it doesn't look like it's a big move, but I'm hoping you can feel it. We're going to do that one last time. So we sweep the arms up, shoulders are soft, elbows are soft. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, rib cage to hips. Lift the pelvic floor, roll onto the back of the sit bones. That's it. And then we bring everything up and then rest it down. Okay, just take a little step through those feet, little rocks from side to side. I'm going to add a little bit onto that. I think we can do it. We're going to add a little bit on. So with this one, we're going to add in our bow and arrow stretch. So we come into the bow and arrow, we bring that back up. So it's the same engagement, rib cage to hips, but we're rolling back and we're rolling back up again. If lower back was a problem, we would take our rib cage to our hips and we would focus on the upper body rather than rolling back and twisting. If you roll back and twist, it's going to ask much more of that lower back. So some people might be here and thinking more about opening up the chest rather than back here and getting more of a rotation. All right, so you can keep that a little bit higher up and it'll be a little bit gentler for your back. So let's have a little go with that. We'll just do one each side. We roll back, elbow back, come back up to the top, and then we go the other side. So let's give that a try. So we've got our imaginary bow and string. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, rib cage to hips. As we roll onto the back of the sit bones, we draw the string back, watching the elbow. We bring the arms back in and we sit up tall. Shoulders down, breathe in and breathe out, rib cage to hips. To the back of the sit bone as we draw the imaginary string back. We bring that back in and sit up tall. Rest it down for a moment, set the shoulders. We're going to do one more each side. So this is abdominal still, but we're starting to bring in our oblique muscles. So this part of the abdominals because we've got that rotation. One more time, one each side. So we set the shoulders, holding our invisible bow. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, rib cage to hips, roll onto the back of the sit bone. We draw the string back, elbow high, and we bring that back up. Breathe in and breathe out to the back of the sit bones. That's the elbow back. And then we bring that back in and rest it down. Okay, take the ball away. Give those knees a little rock from in and out. And then rest it down. We're going to do a little bit more for our legs. quadriceps and glutes. We're going to squeeze the ball. But when we squeeze the ball in, so we are using the ball as resistance here. I said most part we've got the ball as a visual guide, but in this case we are using the ball, the resistance of the ball. So as we squeeze the ball in, it's going to engage our adductors. It is going to engage our pelvic floor muscles, that sling of muscle underneath the body, but I want you to get the glutes engaged as well. So everything is going to go squeeze up and in, and then we're going to rest it down. Okay? So squeezing the ball as hard as you like. So the harder you squeeze the ball, the more your muscles are going to be working. But very, very important, because natural combination of adductors in the thigh and pelvic floor engagement, I want you to lift the pelvic floor. So lifting everything up and in. Okay, let's give that a try. So again, you want to be towards the front edge of the chair, sitting up nice and tall. That rib cage is sitting over the hips. Take a big breath in. As we breathe out, squeeze the ball. We lift the pelvic floor, squeeze the glute muscles as well. So everything is being lifted here. And then soften down. Okay, let's try that again. Breathe in. And breathe out. Squeeze the ball, lift the pelvic floor, squeeze the glutes. And rest it down. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. Squeeze the ball, squeeze the glutes, lift the pelvic floor. And rest it down. Okay, just take the ball away, give those knees a little rock from side to side. We're going to isolate one side now. So I'm going to get you to pop the hand on the side of one thigh. The leg that's pressing in is this opposite leg. So this leg stays still, this leg is going to press in. So you're going to get that extra focus on this leg. So the adductors and hamstrings on this side. So this hand is just giving you support so that that leg doesn't push that leg away. This leg stays still, this leg presses in, so your opposite leg presses in. So again, nice and tall, rib cage over those hips. Pelvic floor is going to lift as well, so think about that. Take a breath in as we breathe out. So we're pushing just that one knee in to the other side, so this leg's working hard. Everything is lifted. Rest it down. So really working on those adductors. One more time here. Breathe in and breathe out. Press one leg in and rest it down. Okay, we're going to switch sides. So this is now my stable leg. This is the leg that's pressing in. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, press that one leg in. Rest it down. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Press it in. And then rest it down. Okay, take the ball away. Give those knees a rock from side to side. And we're going to pop the ball down out of the way. Okay, coming into some hamstring stretches. So again, hopefully you're towards the front edge of the chair. If you're not, bring yourself there. We take one leg into extension and then hinging forward at the hip just to get into those hamstrings. And then bring that back up again. And we're going to go the other side. So extend the leg away, hinge at the hip. If you want, I didn't say on the last one, but if you want a little bit more of a stretch, press your heel into the floor. And then bring that back up again. Okay, we're going to come in just to get a little bit of work across this diagonal line through the body, our lateral sling. So we take that one leg into extension again. Opposite arm, we're going to sweep up to a Y shape. And just send that the back of the hand back a little bit. So we're just getting that little bit of length across the body here, across the front of the chest. And then bring that arm down and step that leg in. We go the other side. So step the other leg away, sitting up nice and tall. And we bring that arm up to the Y shape if you can, and just send that arm back just to get that opening out across the front of the body. And then bring that back in. Some rolls through the shoulders. Okay, take the hands to elbows, send the elbows forward, and we're curving the upper part of the spine. Thinking about, again, sending those shoulder blades east to west. And then sit up tall, take a breath in, let's do it again. As you breathe out, send the elbows forward, separate those shoulder blades. And then bring that back up in. Okay. Let's take a few turns through the neck, especially if we're doing some abdominal work. We always want to make sure that we've loosened off around the chest, shoulders and neck. Returning to look over the shoulder and then bring that back through the center over to the other side. So keep going with those side-to-side neck turns and just checking in that our shoulders are softening, drawing down our back. Checking back in with the breathing. One more each side. And then bring the head back to the center. Gently bring chin to chest. Stay there for a moment. Again, just gently allow the shoulders to draw down away from the ears. And then gently taking the head up through the center, all the way up, eye gaze to the ceiling. Open the mouth, soften the jaw. And just softening over the front of the chest. And then bring that back to the center. Reset the shoulders. We're going to finish as we usually do with 3 floats of the arms, and we will finish there. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we float the arms up. And bring the hands down. Breathe in. And breathe out. We float the arms up. Bring the hands down. Last one. Breathe in. And breathe out. We float the arms up. Bring your hands down to your sides. And we'll pause there. Well done, everybody. Well done. All right.